Today we're going to talk about self-defense, but in the capacity of situational awareness. Okay. So I mean, you can learn how to um, use self-defense techniques with your hands and stuff, but for the most part, you could be outnumbered, and you could be in a situation where you don't have the room to use um, the knowledge that you do have. Okay. So what I would suggest is when you enter a location, just like how we talked about in the warm up session, where it's a threefold thing where you're not only like warming up, but you're also assessing your enemy as well as assessing yourself. Okay. Whenever you go to a location, especially when you're out with your friends or girlfriend or partner or your kids, whatever, what you want to do is you want to be able to assess every location. When you go to a location, who's there, where are they located, where are the exits. Okay. In addition to that, you want to know what can I use as a potential self-defense item. Okay. Meaning, like, typically people like myself who are known to do martial arts, right? Because I hadn't posted a video, right? So people like myself who's known to do martial arts, or even like MMA guys or whatever, we try to not carry weapons with us because we become targets already, right? Because they're going to be, oh, I want to get that guy on something, so I'm going to look to see what weapons he has. Okay, it's already bad enough that law enforcement could look at us as a threat, but then to have a concealed weapon as well would be pretty difficult. Okay, so to take care of that situation, or to eliminate that potential situation, what you do is you show up with no weapons. You have no weapons available except for yourself. And when you look around, you look, what can I use as a barrier between me and an opponent? Okay, in the event that I get attacked by either one or multiple opponents. Can I hide behind a chair? Can I hide behind the pool table? Okay. Second thing, can I grab the pool stick? Can I grab the the balls, right? The ceramic balls to use as a defensible item, or some type of like quick defense item. Okay. Can I grab a glass cup? Okay. How quickly can I escape the situation? Right? Because you're always watching around you what's happening. Who's propping up themselves like they're gonna attack, who's like overly excessive, who's drunk, right? Who's not in control. Within like a different group, like who's been confronting another individual and potentially it's gonna get out of hand. How quickly can you get out of the location that you're in? Okay. Subtle things like that. Like maybe, and if you need to carry something, then you carry something like a belt. Use the belt that you carry. Use the bag that you carry, like a fanny pack with some type of weight in it. Okay. Use an umbrella. Use your cane. Right. Those are items that are not weapons. Right. So technically, you didn't bring a weapon to a location. Okay, you just used it in the heat of the moment to defend yourself. And so that's the kind of stuff that you should always be aware of. When you get into an area, situational awareness. Okay, where are the exits? Who are the potential aggressors? What is my current strengths and weaknesses? What are the boundaries? Where can I hide behind? What can I grab as a weapon or a tool to help me defend myself in this situation? That's the kind of stuff that you should be thinking about when you're going out, especially when you're going out with the boys, with your friends, and you know that things may get out of hand. For the most part, you know that you're just there to have a good time. But just because you and your friends are there to have a nice, peaceful, enjoyable time doesn't mean somebody else isn't going to cause trouble, or somebody else wants to make a statement, or like an attack you, or maybe they're harboring ill will towards you. You never know, right? So anyway, when you're out there, have situational awareness. Again, assess my enemies, my weakness. Okay. Situational boundaries. What are things that I can use as obstacles to help defend myself? What can I grab around me that can be used to help defend myself? Okay? When you go out, don't bring weapons. Don't bring that knife hidden in your boot. You know? Don't like carry like a baton. That's an actual weapon, right? Because if you do get into a confrontation, who's to say that they don't say that you brought that weapon there expecting to get into a fight or wanting to do a confrontation? So you want to eliminate all of those things. Don't bring a weapon with you. But when you do go, you know, look to see what can you use as potential self-defense tools, okay? What can you use to run away people? What are the quickest ways to get to the exits? You know, who's there? Who's blocking the exit? You know, your enemy's strengths and weaknesses, all that kind of stuff. So situational awareness, please be aware of it. That's part of the whole martial arts thing. That's why, you know, when you do forums, that's why when you come to class, your assessment isn't, oh, I'm just going to talk to my friend, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You're doing forums and you're watching, okay, am I going to hit the other opponent? What's my spatial awareness? Okay, am I following the movements of other people? Or am I seeing things in my peripheral vision? Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm assessing what's happening in the class. When I go to the class, I look, is there anything on the floor that could hurt me, right? What's the quickest way to get out in the event that there's a fire in this location? Those are the kind of stuff that you should think about for your self-defense. You know, the whole like, oh, I can gouge the guy in the eye thing like that, that's all secondary. You know, because you may not be able to do that if you can't get out of there, right? You may not be able to do that in the event that there's multiple opponents, okay? You may not even be able to do that if the police officer thinks that you are committing a crime and you have like hidden weapons in your bag, so don't bring your hidden weapons in your bag. Okay, anyway, go out there and train. And I know this is a weird topic to talk about, but it's something that's part of the martial arts, especially when you do martial arts, because now everybody perceives you as a threat when you just might be doing it just to have fun.